Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're taking a cinematic journey straight into the heart of the Balkans. We're exploring a land of really striking contrasts and deep, enduring resilience. It's a place where East meets West and where ancient history literally collides with modern ambition. We're talking about Serbia. So, I want you to think about something. Is it actually possible for one single country to be the anvil upon which entire empires are forged and broken? Imagine seeing weathered ancient Roman ruins on one side of the street and the vibrant, glowing skyline of modern Belgrade at night on the other. Throughout its history, Serbia has been this ultimate point of convergence. It's a literal and metaphorical crossroads where empires have clashed, crumbled, and left their permanent marks. Section 1. The Crossroads of Europe. Picture the sweeping drone shots of the mighty Danube River, winding its way through the dramatic, sheer cliffs of the Iron Gate Gorge. Serbia is completely landlocked, nestled perfectly right between Central and Southeastern Europe. It sits squarely on the Balkan Peninsula and the Pannonian Plain, sharing borders with 8 different neighbors. And this prime geographic real estate naturally shaped a crossroads of civilizations. It wasn't just a place to settle down, it was the main corridor everyone had to travel through. And because it was the ultimate corridor, it naturally became the ultimate prize. Section 2. A History of Empires. It's kind of amazing how centuries of triumph and resilience can be compressed into a single narrative thread. Under the Nemanjic dynasty, Serbia was recognized as a kingdom back in 1217, eventually reaching its territorial peak as an empire in 1346. But then, the historical tides shifted. The Ottoman Empire swept in, completely conquering the state by 1459. For centuries after that, this exact territory was bitterly contested ground between the Ottomans and the Habsburgs. Fast forward to 1918, and Serbia joined other South Slavic nations to found Yugoslavia, before finally restoring its independence as a sovereign republic in 2006. Now, within all that shifting territory, one specific moment just absolutely stands out. The 1389 Battle of Kosovo against the rising Ottoman Empire is a central pillar of Serbian history. It serves as this defining cultural touchstone. Regardless of all the geopolitical shifts that followed, the memory of this battle deeply cemented the region's historical traditions and national identity. It acted like a historical anchor that the people would carry with them through centuries of foreign rule. That complex history of the region really came to a head during a turbulent late 20th century. The 1990s brought the painful breakup of Yugoslavia and a really severe period of political transition. Then, in 1999, the region experienced NATO bombings alongside heavy international sanctions. By 2006, after a brief union with Montenegro, there was a peaceful dissolution which firmly established the modern independent Republic of Serbia we see on the map today. But a country is never just its past, right? It's what it builds upon that past. Section 3. The Modern Economic Engine. Okay, 67.9%. Today, glowing server racks and modern industry have totally replaced ancient battlefields. And this number right here? It represents the massive service sector that's driving Serbia's GDP today. It's a pretty striking contrast to its agrarian past. Serbia has successfully transitioned into an emerging market economy in the upper middle income range. And as you can see, the modern Serbian economy is really carefully balanced. While services dominate at almost 68%, industry holds a solid 26%, and agriculture rounds it out at 6%. The country serves as a major hub for high-tech foreign investments, attracting billions from blue-chip corporations, all while still maintaining traditional European manufacturing and processing. And it's a completely fascinating duality. Did you know Serbia is actually one of the top providers of frozen raspberries to the entire European Union? Yeah, for real. But at the exact same time, it sits on the world's 5th largest proven reserves of coal lignite, and it boasts these rapidly expanding automotive and tech sectors. So they're exporting massive, vibrant agricultural harvests right alongside high-tech industrial components. So, who's actually driving all this history and industry? Section 4. A Mosaic of People. Well, there are roughly 6.6 million inhabitants in Serbia today, and because of those overlapping boundaries of the Roman, Byzantine, Ottoman, and Habsburg empires that we talked about, these people form one of Europe's most multi-ethnic and multicultural identities. This is particularly visible up in the northern province of Vojvodina, which is renowned for its diverse communities. Looking at the data from the 2022 census, Serbs make up the vast majority at over 80%. But those overlapping imperial influences left behind a beautiful mosaic. Hungarians represent the largest minority at 2.8%, mostly concentrated in the north, right alongside significant populations of Bosniaks, Roma, and a whole host of other groups. Here's a linguistic trait that I find absolutely fascinating. It's called synchronic digraphia. In Standard Serbian, the society fluidly uses two entirely different alphabets, Cyrillic and Latin, and they use them completely interchangeably. So Cyrillic is the official script under the Constitution, but Latin is widely favored by a huge chunk of the population, meaning you could literally read a newspaper in one alphabet, glance up at a billboard, and read it in another, with everyday people processing both without missing a beat. To truly understand all of this, we have to look at how geography, history, and the economy actually culminate in daily life. Section 5, the soul of Serbia. Culturally, Serbia beautifully straddles east and west. The north leans heavily into the profile of Central Europe, while the south feels characteristically Balkan and Mediterranean. The vast majority of the country identifies as Eastern Orthodox Christian. If you visit Belgrade, the majestic St. Sava Cathedral, which is one of the largest Orthodox churches in the world, stands as this breathtaking, immersive testament to this overwhelming cultural identity. And you can literally taste this history in the cuisine. Picture walking through the Leskovac Barbecue Festival. The air is just thick with the incredible aroma of sizzling cevapcici and pleskavica. The food is this perfect fusion of former Ottoman and Austrian influences. I mean, from the rich, flaky dough of a warm burek to the savory bite of a gibanica cheese pie, all topped off with a healthy spread of ivar, which is this amazing roasted red pepper spread. Food here isn't just sustenance, guys. It is the absolute center of social life. And honestly, no social gathering is complete without rakia. Specifically, slivovica, which is the iconic Serbian plum brandy. It's so integral to the culture that back in 2021, the United Nations actually added it to their intangible cultural heritage list. It's truly a cherished tradition that just glues Serbian social life together, from massive weddings down to a simple Tuesday family dinner. Bringing our narrative full circle, let's look toward the horizon. Today, Serbia is navigating a really delicate modern geopolitical balancing act. Officially, it's on a strategic path toward European Union accession, looking at the possibility of joining by 2030. Yet, staying totally true to its history as a crossroads, it maintains a strict policy of military neutrality. It actively balances its global partnerships, doing significant trade and investment with both the West and major powers like China and Russia, and with a really understandable ethnic conflict between Serbia and Russia and Serbia and Ukraine. Think about this quote for a second. Continuously inhabited since the Paleolithic age. Just let that sink in. The sheer resilience of a nation built directly on Europe's historical fault lines is staggering. This is a land that has literally watched empires rise, fall, and fade to dust, and yet it remains, adapting, evolving. So as Serbia continues building its future upon the anvil of its incredibly heavy past, blending those ancient traditions with cutting-edge industry, we have to wonder, what new empire of industry or culture will it forge next? Thank you so much for taking this cinematic journey with me today on This Explainer.